Captain's Log, 20th of October, 3301. I received an urgent and somewhat cryptic message from my old friend Fat Haggard. He didn't say much, other than that he needed me to meet him as soon as possible at Jane's Horizons in the Erexi system, one of my favorite port of calls. I have arrived there now, but the foreboding silence on comms isn't painting a pretty picture. I decided to send Haggard a message to break the tension. Maybe a drink at the Dock 42 Lounge, nicknamed the bar at the end of the universe, will calm his nerves. Normally, Haggard's communications are rife with jokes, but this one has been unusually simple. I'll keep the Revenge's computer on standby in case things go south. Resume log entry. After some Arcturian Megagen helped calm the visibly shaken Fat Haggard down slightly, he spilled the story. He had abandoned the Federation Navy after they had tried to offer him, and myself, to the Imperial Navy for war crimes, namely, the theft and reverse engineering of a certain Imperial clipper. After Core Dynamics engineers successfully extrapolated the needed data to replicate a high-agility, high-mass ship, they also discovered hidden in the Heart of Gold systems a LoJack, an ELF radio broadcasting the ship's location, among other things, to the Imperial Navy. As a knee-jerk reaction, the Federal Navy quickly placed Fat Haggard under lock and key and put out an APB on myself, intending to turn us over to the Empire as a peace offering. They apparently failed to find me, as my vacation on Uriel was never interrupted, but Fat Haggard, on the other hand, was sprung by some of his subordinates who were still loyal to him. They helped him steal the prototype that Core Dynamics had been working on, and he fled the system. Wanting to maintain a low profile and cut all ties with the Federation, he turned the prototype over to me, but not before naming it with my penchant for whimsical names in mind, the FNS Capital Punishment. On the new ship's Maiden Voyage, I took a cruise around the New Caribbean to check the state of things after my vacation. I was surprised to see extremely low commander traffic in Super Cruise, so I stopped at George Lucas to check the traffic report and grab a bottle of Listian Evil Juice to properly christen the new ship.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Traffic levels do indeed seem a bit low from what I remember, but still high enough that I should have seen some traffic on the flight in. I decided to check the local news broadcast after I noticed the station no longer belonged to Reinhardt and Telesis, a faction my code brethren and I had helped bring to power to drive the Do-Nothing Alliance. So, Commodore Stone thinks she can protect the Listi system and go toe-to-toe with the Code? When she retires from the Alliance military, she should consider a job as a comedian.
Ship released. Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted.
Initial flight evaluation of the Capital Punishment is very promising. The oversized drives and thrusters are able to throw the assault ship around with all the grace of a brick. A brick propelled by really, really big rockets.
Scan detected.
I decided to stop by our rear to check out the Code's new station. After finally driving out the impotent Rear Ring crime syndicate, Code claimed the station and the system, cementing our place in the galaxy as the notorious pirates of the Lave Cluster. A quick check of the nav beacon's faction broadcast indicates the Code's influence is quite strong, with a 40% lead on any other faction in the system. They ought to be thankful we don't evict them entirely. Sharon Lee Free Market. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Wait, where have I heard that before? The ominous red lighting at the station is a dead giveaway to its anarchistic roots. The Code could not have picked a better station to commandeer. I've decided to go ahead and dock to see if it feels like home. The station sure is pretty.
Landing gear deployed. Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
The station's computer reports a measly 460 commanders have passed through the system in the last 24 hours. I wonder if our presence has dissuaded traders from trading here. Well, maybe the cowardly traders anyway. Resume log recording. I received a communique from one of Fat Haggard's former subordinates that the Imperial Navy was actively looking for me as well, and I decided to take the fight to them. I've made my way to the Namari system and linked up with the Smiling Dog crew to enact some capital punishment on the Imperials supporting the community goal in the system. Moments after arriving at one of the combat zones, Sunday and I spot Commander Char Asmodai, an elite pilot and an Anaconda. We quickly align our IFF tags to the opposing faction so that we can engage him.
Warning. Temperature critical.
The commander tries in vain to keep his shields up, but under constant barrage of Class 3 burst lasers, railguns, and Sunday's Class 4 plasma accelerator, they wither and collapse in short order.
Friendship charge detected.
A well-aimed blast from Sunday's principal weapon cripples the Anaconda's drives, and they're completely disabled soon after. The Anaconda drifts helplessly, and I can practically hear the Bank of Zeonce wince at the incoming insurance claim.
Under attack. Shields offline. Taking damage.
In my excitement, I failed to notice the Python laying into my shields. The commander is probably certain he has the advantage as my shields collapse, but the strength of the assault ship is not in its shields, it's in its armor. While Sunday puts the finishing touches on the Anaconda, I turn to engage the Python, anxious for dessert. Python soon realizes his mistake as his shields collapse, but it's too late. His frameshift drive is disabled soon after. While Sunday patrols for other targets, Orny Shala has found himself in a pickle. The second Anaconda has engaged him and stripped him of his shields. Naturally, I arrive to assist. After all, the smiling dog's honor is at stake. The Anaconda focuses all of its firepower on me, but through careful juggling of chaff and evasive maneuvers, the massive ship fails to do any lasting damage to the capital punishment. This ship is really beginning to grow on me. Under focused fire from Orny's Imperial hammer, railgun, and beam lasers, the Anaconda's frameshift drive is soon crippled, forcing him to live out his last few moments locked in a dance of death. After what seemed like an eternity, the mighty Anaconda was finally laid to rest, releasing a massive planar shockwave as its reactor went critical. A salute to Commander Evgeny Z. You fought valiantly, right to the end.
Scan detected. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Sometime later, Sunday requested my assistance intercepting a Commander Red Voyeur in an FDL. Happy to oblige, I quickly latch on to the FDL's tail. Surprisingly, the FDL submitted, apparently looking for a fight himself.
Warning, temperature critical. Warning, taking heat damage. Heat sink deployed. Warning, taking heat damage. Heat sink deployed. Frameshift charge detected. Target
Another day, another fireball. Mission successful.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
After finishing up in Namari, I made my way to another Imperial community goal in the LTT-874 system, again with intent to disrupt. Commander Anaconda was apparently headed for a conflict zone, but why wait? Let's fight here instead.
Under attack.
In addition to blending in well with lilac fields, purple vultures make spectacular fireballs.
Target destroyed. Docking request granted.
With my message to the Empire delivered loud and clear, I return home for some R&R at the bar at the end of the universe. If the Imperial Pig Dogs want me, they know where to find me. I'll be right here, sipping a pan-galactic gargle blaster, with my ship all warmed up for a fight.
Landing gear deployed. Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
This is Commander Dread Pirate, signing off.